In our final mock draft last year, we were able to land 9 of the 32 first round selections successfully. And today I'll be breaking that record. This video is my final mock draft for the 2022 NFL Draft on Thursday. We're going to get into every pick of the first round, but first, hit that intro.
I gave you fair warning, beware. Smack him in the toward the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Smack him in the mouth. I gave you fair warning, beware. I'll smack him in the mouth.
I am back on YouTube. I appreciate everyone who has been so patient and stuck around while I was finishing up my school semester. But now that things are starting to slow down, I'm back. I will be uploading once or twice a week once again, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. This channel is all things football. I'm talking NFL, USFL, and XFL. So if you love football, subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, double check that notifications are on so you can be here for every single upload. All right, before we get into my full first round mock draft, I want to put out some disclaimers. For one, I am trying to beat last year's record of 9 correct selections. So this is not necessarily who I think the teams should take. It's who I think the teams will take in the draft on Thursday. I have done a deep dive and a deep dig into every rumor for every team that you can possibly imagine to put together my full first round mock draft, which is a combination of rumors, teams' needs, team fits, and available players based off who I think is going to get taken earlier on in the first round. The goal is to beat 9. Also, I'm going to go over every pick very briefly. So if you agree or disagree or just want my explanation further into why I chose this player to land on this team, please drop down in the comment section. I'll be having more in-depth and lengthy conversations down there. All right, here we go. Here is NFLMike's final first round mock draft. All right, starting with my top 5, I've got the Jacksonville Jaguars starting the draft off with edge Aiden Hutchinson. There's been a lot of rumors that the Jaguars are split on a decision here. The GM wants one player, the coach, ownership, everyone else wants a different player. I just think at the number 1 overall spot, you don't take a huge risk and you go ahead and slam dunk it with Aiden Hutchinson. At number 2, I think the Lions will be taking whoever the Jaguars don't take. If the Jaguars do decide to go with Trayvon Walker, they would love to have Aiden Hutchinson. But if Aiden Hutchinson goes, I think the Lions go ahead and take an edge rusher as well at number 2 overall in Trayvon Walker. A little bit of murmurs that the Lions might be interested in a quarterback, but I watched a Jared Goff interview yesterday. He sounded very confident that he has nothing to worry about with his job security. But I did think about quarterback here for the Lions. At number 3, the first kind of surprise of the draft, I have the Houston Texans taking cornerback Ahmad Sauce Gardner. The Texans could go edge rusher, they could go tackle, but I have them taking a cornerback because I've been digging, like I said, and I found a bunch of rumors that the Texans are set to shock everyone in the NFL draft with this number 3 overall selection. They still do need cornerback just as much as they need the other 2 positions. And if they think that Ahmad Sauce Gardner is a potential elite corner in the NFL, while they fill a bunch of other holes in the roster later on in the draft, they may go ahead and pull the trigger here on Ahmad Sauce Gardner before he gets to the Jets at 4. And then at number 4, I have Kayvon Thibodeau falling to the Jets a little bit. Some people have Kayvon Thibodeau falling even further into the draft past 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, but his talent is just too high. Look, this is the way every athlete is going to be maneuvering in the future. This is something that is very new to the world today, but every single athlete on the planet in 10 years will be worried about building their brands off of the court or off of the field. Kayvon Thibodeau just a little bit ahead of the curve. At number 5, I have the Giants go ahead and taking Evan Neal. I am almost certain that the Giants will be taking a tackle at 5th overall or at 7th overall. It is actually one of my more confident picks. It's just which tackle will they be taking. Evan Neal and Ikem Ekwonu are both beasts. And it's hard to really choose which one is better because they both seem like perfect tackle prospects at the moment. I think they take Evan Neal. Evan Neal's name's been connected to the Giants multiple times throughout this entire draft process. Moving on through the 6th through 10th picks, I have another shocker at the 6th overall pick. The Carolina Panthers do a very rare in-division deal with the New Orleans Saints, who do trade up. They've seen enough. They're not going to let Icky fall any further and draft their left tackle of the future in Ikem Ekwonu. Normally, division rivals would not make trades to improve each other like this. But the situation the Carolina Panthers are in, they want to trade back because they want to draft a quarterback. But at 6th overall, there isn't anyone really in this draft that holds that 6th overall value. Also, the Panthers, I don't think, have a 2nd or 3rd round pick. So doing this deal with New Orleans will not only give Carolina a couple extra picks in the draft this year, will also move them back to where they can more appropriately draft one of these quarterbacks. And for the Saints, they lost Teron Armstead. They have shown how much they value a strong O-line over the past decade. They're not going to play games in this draft. I think they really want to tackle. That's why they moved up and got 2 first-round picks in the 1st round. And I think they play aggressive. They trade up to the number 6 overall spot with their division rival, even maybe overpay a little bit because they know that Icky is a franchise tackle and it is worth it to the Saints. They have confidence they can beat a rookie quarterback. That's as long as Brian Burns isn't blowing up their left tackle. At number 7, some people might think this is a shock. Some people may be like, yeah, I do think the Giants are going to take wide receiver Garrett Wilson at 7 overall. All of the Giants wide receivers seem to be on the trade block. Evan Ingram already left. It looks like the Giants are looking for new weapons in the core for either Daniel Jones or the quarterback that Brian Daboll selects in the next couple of years to be the franchise quarterback of the Giants. And when you pair the Garrett Wilson pick with the Evan Neal pick, the Giants offense got a massive upgrade in the first 7 picks of this draft. At number 8, I have the Atlanta Falcons taking safety Kyle Hamilton. Last year, the rumors were swirling about how dumb the Atlanta Falcons would be not to trade out of the spot they were in, but to stay put and draft a tight end. But what it seems to me is that the Falcons' philosophy over the last couple of years has been to stay put and draft the best available player on the board as long as they don't have a starter in that position already. Last year it was Kyle Pitts at the tight end spot, even though they reached on him a little bit. This year I got them doing a similar thing with safety Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton's a beast. Welcome to the Atlanta secondary with A.J. Terrell. At number 9, I have the Seahawks finally committing to building an O-line now that Russ is gone by drafting tackle Charles Cross. Charles Cross is looked at a similar level to Icky and Evan Neal, but maybe just a little less hyped up by the media. For that reason, I do think he slides towards the 10th pick, maybe even a little bit past it to 11, 12, 13. But if he's on the board at 9, this is one of the picks that I am confident that the Seahawks go ahead and pull the trigger and draft a left tackle. And at number 10, the Jets are back on the clock and they go wide receiver, Drake London out of USC. I do think the Jets are looking at wide receiver really hard at number 10 overall. Every beat writer, everything I could find on the Jets talking about 10 overall have been talking about wide receivers. There is also heavy links to Ahmad Sauce Gardner to the Jets at number 4 overall, so if that Texans hot take doesn't happen, they could take Gardner there, which would lead to the Jets maybe thinking twice about receiver here and maybe going edge rusher, maybe Jermaine Johnson. But I think if it goes down the way that I have the Texans mocked to get Ahmad Sauce Gardner, that forces Kayvon Thibodeau to the Jets at 4 overall. Now then go ahead and help out the offense. Get a wide receiver at number 10 overall. The D-line and the development of your quarterback is more important than the secondary right now. But the Jets trying to take steps forward here in this draft. 2 top 10 picks. Here's 11 through 15. At number 11, I have the Washington Commanders taking Jameson Williams. There is some drama with Terry McLaurin's contract. I think Washington's going to get it handled and Terry's going to stay in Washington. But after Terry McLaurin, as far as receiving weapons in that offense, Logan Thomas, who continues to stay injury prone, and that seems like that's about it. Jameson Williams will be the perfect receiver to stretch the field so Terry McLaurin can cook people underneath. And he's also a damn good route runner himself. If you're ever down Terry McLaurin for any amount of time, for any reason, this guy Jameson Williams could probably plug in very nicely as your wide receiver 1 with Carson Wentz there. At number 12, another pick that I'm very confident about, the Minnesota Vikings taking cornerback Derek Stingley. The Vikings are getting Danielle Hunter back. They added Zadarius Smith in the offseason. The offense doesn't need much help at all. Maybe you could work on the O-line a little bit more. But to me, the Vikes have been looking for a cornerback 1 for years. Finally, at 12 overall, you have a guy sliding because of injury concerns that could be a top 5 pick if he didn't have those injury concerns. Pull the trigger, make it happen. Derek Stingley stays in purple and yellow. There have been some rumors the Vikings are interested in trading back. And if they did trade back, I still think that the team trading up to 12 will be going after Derek Stingley. So I think 12th overall is where Derek Stingley goes, either to the Vikings or to another team. If I get the number of the pick right, but not the team right, should I count that as guessing it correctly? I didn't last year. But should I? Then at number 13, the Houston Texans continue to try and build this defense. Reading into it more, it just seems like this team is really feeling out the quarterback position with Davis Mills. If he has another good year, they're going to continue giving him stuff that would help him out. This year, they extended Brandon Cooks. Next year, they may try and build the O-line. So I have the Texans going defense with their 2 first-round picks inside of the top 15 with Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State University going at 13 overall. Texans fans, if you come out of the draft with Ahmad Sauce Gardner and Jermaine Johnson at 13, be very happy. Be very excited too. These 2 picks could transform that Texans defense and start getting them back on the right track. At 14, I want the Ravens to select wide receiver Treylon Burks. But they ain't going to do it. The Ravens ain't going to take a receiver at the 14th overall pick. So I had them taking Jordan Davis. While this Ravens defensive line room is already a little bit crowded, they brought Michael Pierce in. They still have Calais Campbell on the interior defensive line. I think Jordan Davis can go sit behind those 2 guys for a year, learn a ton, and be a superstar in the NFL when he's ready to be the full-time starter. He's obviously going to play a lot still because the Ravens do rotate that D-line out a lot. But this is a situation for Jordan Davis to continue his development and become the monster that he can become. And the Ravens love defensive linemen, man. They always draft defensive linemen. And then at 15, I had the Philadelphia Eagles taking George Karlaftis. I really think that the Eagles want Jameson Williams. And if Jameson Williams is available at 15, they're going to take him. But he's not there. The next best receiver right now is Chris Olave. So you just go ahead and keep building towards that defense. They added Kaiser White. They added Hassan Reddick. Now they get George Karlaftis in the D-line with them. And Eagles fans, I ain't done building the defense quite yet. Here's picks 16 through 20. At 16, remember I had the Carolina Panthers trading back with the New Orleans Saints who came up to get a tackle of the future? Well, the Panthers get their quarterback of the future in Kenny Pickett. It is a massive reach for the Carolina Panthers to stay put at 6 and reach on Kenny Pickett. I definitely think that the Panthers want out of that 6th overall pick. And if Ike Ekwonu is available, teams are going to be calling him. At 17, I have another trade going down. The Los Angeles Chargers are trading back with the Green Bay Packers who are coming up to get Chris Olave. Now, there are some rumors, so do not be shocked if the Chargers stay put and draft Chris Olave. There are sincere rumors that the Chargers are interested in a speedy wide receiver, and Chris Olave is their number 1 choice at 17. So if the Chargers want Olave, they could stay here and draft Olave them damn selves. But personally, I think based off of watching Tom Telesco's recent press conference, he's alluding to the Chargers shoring up the O-line. At 17 overall in my mock draft right now, Trevor Penning, Zion Johnson, Kenyon Green, Tyler Linderbaum, and more are all still on the board. Chargers don't have a 2nd round pick. They lost the 2nd round pick trading for Khalil Mack. I think they get either a late 2nd or an early 3rd out of the Packers here and move back. Packers get Chris Olave. Of course, they're addressing the wide receiver position in this draft. They have to. The Packers got bigger needs at wide receivers than the big old pimple under my left eye right now. I told you Eagles fans that I was not done helping out the defensive side of the ball for y'all. And here it is. With the 2nd pick in the 1st round, the Eagles go linebacker. So in this offseason, the Eagles defense that was already solid last year now has Darius Slay, Devin Lloyd, George Karlaftis, Hassan Reddick, Fletcher Cox, and the list goes on. It's going to be a good defense, and the Eagles are going to compete for that division. At 19, I had the Saints taking Treylon Burks. He's kind of that perfect guy to run the offense that they've always ran in New Orleans, where they just destroy you underneath, and then they pop you over the top with a Deontay Harris or a Ted Ginn, whoever the speedy wide receiver of the year is that year for the Saints. And I think they keep going down that path. They draft Treylon Burks at 19, and now you have 2 monsters that are great at taking passes underneath 10 yards for 30, 35 touchdowns. That's if Michael Thomas comes back. Also, this Saints offense would be sneakily electric. Jameis Winston at quarterback, Alvin Kamara at running back, with Treylon Burks, Michael Thomas, and Deontay Harris out wide. I like it. Oh yeah, and Icky at left tackle. At 20, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers getting luckier than anyone in this NFL draft as Malik Willis falls into their lap. Every time I looked up the Pittsburgh Steelers mock drafts by their beat writers, by people close to the Steelers, this guy's name continues to be brought up as their 1st overall selection. The Steelers may even trade up to be sure that they get Malik Willis. But I do think that Mike Tomlin wants number 7 in Pittsburgh. Now, will they let him wear number 7? That's still to be told. But if Malik Willis is on the board and the Pittsburgh Steelers come onto the clock, it's happening. It's happening, Pittsburgh fans. Here are my final mocks for 21 through 25 in the draft this year. At number 21, I have the New England Patriots getting Nakobe Dean. What a Patriots thing to happen, to get one of the best linebackers in the draft, one of the better linebacker prospects of the last couple drafts, to slide to them at the 21st pick. This guy can plug into that Donta Hightower role nicely. At number 22, I have my Chargers, who traded back with the Packers, remember, going ahead, doing the boring thing that none of the Chargers fans want to see happen, in drafting tackle Trevor Penning. He's going to be the 4th tackle off the board at 22. That's a lot better than drafting the 4th tackle off the board at 17, and hopefully the Chargers acquire, like I said, either I think the Packers had the 58th overall pick or the earliest 3rd round pick that the Packers have. So that way the Chargers continue to build depth on this roster that's already star-studded. They don't really need any starters other than at the tackle position. And I'm not super against this as a Chargers fan, because we have our center locked in for multiple years. He's an all-pro center. We have our left tackle locked in for future years. He's an all-pro left tackle. And now we can lock in the right tackle, and this line will be together for the rest of Herbert's rookie contract at minimum. At 23, I have another team filling a hole on their roster in the Arizona Cardinals, drafting Trent McDuffie. I love the corner out of Washington. I think that he has a low floor for a corner being picked in the 20s of the 1st round. This isn't a very risky move by Arizona. They know they're getting a CB1 level guy. And with Zach Ertz, AJ Green, Rodney Hudson, DeAndre Hopkins all coming into the offense over the last couple of years, how much more can you really put into this offense and find more success? I think they're much better suited taking a corner here at 23. Maybe an edge rusher. Maybe. At 24, I have the Cowboys going with Tyler Linderbaum. The only way that I see the Cowboys not taking an interior O-lineman in the draft this year is if Chris Olave or another wide receiver is free falling to the 24th pick. Because then when Jerry Jones comes on the clock with Chris Olave there, he's going to be very tempted. But other than that, I think Cowboys fans telling me that they're going to pick interior offensive line and there is no other options is pretty fair. I got them getting Tyler Linderbaum, who can play guard or center, but don't be shocked if this is Kenyon Green or Zion Johnson as well. One of these 3 guys are going to be Cowboys, I have a feeling. And then at 25, one of my favorite fits of the entire mock draft, I have Georgia D-tackle Devonta Wyatt going to Buffalo. I love this kid. I don't know what it is about him. When I watch his tape, he reminds me a lot of Akeem Hicks, who in his prime was an absolute monster. Still is an absolute monster, by the way. Buffalo invested in D-line by bringing in Von Miller and drafting Gregory Rousseau last year. Here's another investment on the defensive side of the football. The Bills also need corner, so look out for Andrew Booth here, but if Devonta Wyatt is falling to them and he's there at 25 overall, the Bills should take him, 100%. And here is the rest of the mock draft. I got the Titans going with Kenyon Green out of Texas A&M. Got to keep that O-line strong. Titans going to keep investing in the O-line as long as Derrick Henry's in their backfield and rocking. Similar logic with the Bucs here, except for they're trying to protect their old man Tom Brady at quarterback. But don't be fooled, this old man can still play at an MVP level. They lost Alex Kappa. I think they go ahead and take Zion Johnson or Kenyon Green, whoever is there on the board for them at 27. Then I had the Packers taking a cornerback. While that room is a little bit loaded with Eric Stokes, Rasul Douglas, and Jair Alexander, we saw them get a little thin at that position last year as multiple of those guys went down due to injury. And a guy like Rasul Douglas had to step up and make some CB1 level plays. Seeing what Rasul Douglas did last year and seeing the playmaking ability that Andrew Booth has, which in my opinion is up there with the top corners in this draft, and has the potential to be one of the best ball hawking corners in the NFL one day, it makes sense for the Packers to continue building depth at that position when they've already gotten a receiver in this draft. And I sincerely think, I'm not sure if NFL teams agree with me, that after Booth, there's a drop-off at corner a little bit. You go into a little bit more project players that you got to work on and develop over a couple of years. This is the last guy that I think is starting quality on day one. Then I got the Chiefs going wide receiver safety. Christian Watson is the perfect guy for the Chiefs here at 29. They could just stay put and draft another speed demon-like wide receiver like they had with Tyreek Hill, except for Christian Watson's 6'4". And then the Chiefs could go corner here at 30 overall, and these 2 picks could be flipped as well because they have back-to-back picks. But with Andrew Booth going right before their pick at 28, I think Daxton Hill is the next safety up after Kyle Hamilton. And I think he's a first-round pick level talent. The Chiefs lost lost the Honey Badger Tyrann Mathieu, and while Justin Reed is coming in, they can kind of figure out what they're going to do with the strong and free safety positions with Daxton Hill and Justin Reed, however you want to organize them. Chiefs fans, would you be happy if you came out of the draft with Christian Watson and Daxton Hill at 29 and 30? Now I moved myself over because here at 31, I have the last trade of the first round. The Indianapolis Colts, who do not have a first round pick as of right now, trade up with the Cincinnati Bengals to get Jahan Dotson. Like I said, I think that there is a tier gap there after Andrew Booth at the cornerback position. The Bengals could sit here and reach on Kaiir Elam, who I think needs a little bit of development, like I was saying. Or they can move back, acquire a pick or two extra, still draft a corner in the second round that has a similar potential as a Kaiir Elam, while the Colts go and address their need at wide receiver in Jahan Dotson, who I think is perfect for the Colts. I think he's also perfect for the Packers. But if he's on the board late in the first round, we could see the Colts making some phone calls to get a pick in day one. And at 32, I have the Lions taking George Pickens. And I think that they're going to do this. I really do. This will be an exciting place for George Pickens to land because the Lions are just like, whatever. We're just going to go crazy, play some passionate football. And George Pickens plays some passionate football. Sometimes he's a little bit too passionate. I think that fit and that dynamic on Hard Knocks would be hilarious too. Dan Campbell coaching George Pickens. And all of a sudden, the Lions will have a pretty sneaky team because they got Trayvon Walker early in the draft and addressed the defensive need. And now you draft the biggest offensive need that the Lions have in getting a wide receiver at 32. There it is. There is my full first round mock draft for the 2022 NFL Draft going down on Thursday night. I appreciate everyone for tuning into this video. I do have one more question for you. Is your sports knowledge elite? Or do you think that you could potentially be the GOAT of calling overs or unders on certain stat lines across sports? Well, why aren't you already making money on Prize Picks, the app that has turned your sports knowledge into cold, hard cash? But don't worry, it is not too late. I am NFLMike, and I am here to help you get started. I reached out to Prize Picks personally, and they are giving a secret discount code away to our audience. And when you use the code and leave your initial deposit, Prize Picks, for a limited time, will be doubling your deposit. So what that means is if you put in $20 with your initial deposit and you apply the NFLMike promo code, Prize Picks is going to double your money and you're going to have $40 to play with. But what if I told you that using this discount code can also possibly send you to an NFL game for free next year? On top of Prize Picks already doubling your initial deposit with our promo code, I am also entering every single person that uses the promo code NFLMike or uses the promotion link located right below me into a huge giveaway. I'm going to put everyone's names into a hat and draw one lucky winner. And that one lucky winner will receive 2 completely free tickets to a 2022 NFL game of their choice. So, heading to prizepicks.com or downloading the PrizePick app and using the NFLMike promo code, leaving your initial deposit will not only double that initial deposit, it'll also enter you to win 2 completely free NFL game tickets. And on top of it all, if you win with your picks, you can win up to 10 times your money, like I have. Multiple times. Here's the step-by-step process to take advantage of this very limited time offer. Step 1, click the link that is located right below me or head to prizepicks.com/download the PrizePicks app. Step 2, enter your email that you'd like to sign up with, and right below it, double, triple make sure that you use the promo code NFLMike. NFLMike. This is key because you have to put the promo code into the promo code box to both be entered into the NFL tickets giveaway as well as get your initial deposit doubled. Step 3, finish signing up with your password and your location and etc, etc, etc. And you should see if you use the promo code NFLMike, your deposit doubled. Then boom, you can go ahead and start making your picks. If the promo code doesn't work or you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at Mike on the Mike Sports on Instagram or on Facebook directly, and I'll go to Prize Picks myself and make sure that you get your promo dollars. And of course, enter you in the giveaway where I'll be giving away 2 NFL tickets to a game of your choice. Prize Picks has an endless amount of props to try and play. From cricket to the USFL to the NBA playoffs, they even have esports on the site. Prize Picks is your oyster, guys. So go nuts, go get your winnings, and then send me some screenshots so we can celebrate together. Again, use the promo code NFLMike when you're signing up for Prize Picks, or just click the link in the description below. Also, myself and my friend and co-host of the Nuts and Bolts podcast, Tony Tucker, will be building our own draft room watch-along. It'll be going down on Thursday night while the draft is happening. So be here on the channel. We're going to be live with a live chat where we all can react to every single pick of the first round on Thursday night. If you're subscribed with notifications on, your phone will actually alert you when we go live for the first round. So make sure you do that. Subscribe, turn on notifications. Where will all of our favorite college stars be playing in the NFL? We are going to find out on Thursday night. But until then, keep balling.
Fair warning, beware, beware.
Smack him in the mouth.
I gave you fair warning, beware, beware.